Pretty tough stuff. Socrates is telling his friend Crito, who's going to miss him a lot. He says we got to decide what the right thing is, and it ends up what the right thing is, the absolute right thing is not for Socrates to take off, but rather for him to stay there. And what he presents is something that I'm going to call Socrates' social contract argument. How does the argument go? Well, he starts out, look, I've entered into a contract with Athens to obey the laws. Actually, he phrases it, he tries to convince Crito that he shouldn't leave. Crito doesn't understand. He finally says, well, suppose the laws would argue in this way with me. We've brought you up. You had a chance to leave. You know, if we did something wrong at the trial, you had a chance to explain what we did wrong at the trial. You, rather than everybody else, we've provided for you. We've done everything for you. The state has been your parent. They've been your teacher. They've been everything. And as a result, you know, if anybody, you have a contract with us. That is, we've given you all of these things, and your end of the bargain is to obey the laws. And Socrates points out that a contract is a promise, right? It's a promise on both sides. And here's where his absolute truth, absolute values come in. It is never morally permissible to break a promise. I would be wronging somebody else if I broke the promise. Therefore, it's morally wrong for Socrates to break the law, and therefore, since escaping would be breaking the law, Socrates escaping would be breaking the law. So notice, Socrates does not find this relativism a happy place to be. He's not staying there because he thinks, well, I think it's true, other people might think it's false. No, he thinks that there are these absolute values, and it's his obligation to follow the right path, the objective, morally correct path. And now we can see, certainly Plato, we'll see in this political philosophy, is very much influenced by the fact that the democracy in Athens wrongly convicts and executes his teacher Socrates, who is the guy that always tried to do the right thing. And it has, we'll see, it had later in the semester, at the end of the semester, that it has an effect on Plato's views on political philosophy and his not exactly being a supporter, an understatement, of democracy. But notice what we now see is Plato is at war with the Sophists. Their relativism can't be right. He's got to have a different answer. So now, at least in political philosophy, we set the stage. Democracy, the rule of the masses is not the way to go. We need to have people who know the truth ruling what's going on. But let's now turn back to relativism with regard. These are the consequences in ethics and political philosophy. We're going to turn back to see what the view is with regard to metaphysics and epistemology, and see if this relativism is any more acceptable there.